Hello and welcome to the Overprepared DM YouTube game. We're back with another episode. I'm so excited. Our lovely band of adventurers has spent about a week in game together over the course of a couple episodes here, and we have officially made it. Well, we're making it right now to Vistin, which I'm very excited about. This was the first potential location that was given to them by the gnome and the halfling that they talked to in the scrying room in the School of the Magi, where they said that they had a reading behind a glass pane, essentially like a stained glass, and the stained glass itself had the symbol of Lathander on the stained glass, and they assumed that it was in Vistin because Vistin has a Church of Lathander there. On their way to Vistin, they've picked up a lot of different clues, a lot of different happenings and things happening in Vistin, such as a fashion show coming through Vistin, people going to get married in Vistin because there has been a conjoinment of Lathander and Saloon. At least that's what the flyers are indicating. And then also in Neron, the group learned a lot about some potential weirdness happening, maybe some necromancy, maybe some cult work, unsure, but there's a lot of rumors being fed to the party. You're welcome. I love doing that. What's the truth? And that's what they're here to find out. So, all right. Let's get into it. As the group sort of arrives to Vistin, the town itself is sprawling. It is much, much larger than the many towns that you've been to already. Even over the course of your life, Vistin is sort of one of the top 10 largest towns in this continent. People are from Vistin, population about 100,000 people. And it is largely decorated as you're sort of passing through the gates with Edwin at the helm, fully awake now as the sun is sort of peeking over the buildings and over the mountains in the very long distance. You're sort of hitting a different biome, essentially. It's not foresty, but it is very groomed. People have spent a lot of time and money on gardeners and making sure that the town is pretty. Things are made of stone. The entire wall of Vistin has like a stone circle around, and it's very nicely tailored. There's no like cracks or bumps. You do see a small section to your right as you're entering that has been torn down and is being rebuilt. So there's like some construction workers, and you're able to sort of clock that the individuals here tend to be largely gnomish and elvish as they are working together, sort of building this up. And as you're passing through the gates open in a very, what is that called? The gate that goes up. It's specifically called something.
The drawbridge?
It is what is on the other side
would
of the
have
drawbridge. I know the words. This iron gate rises in front of you, and you have sort of like what feels like a castle entrance. It's just very opulent. Like this town has a lot of money, but everyone can roll a history check to see what you know about Vistin. We did do a roll like this in the past, but now that we're here, you might have a little more of a visual recollection. The only person who has been through here before is Granny, and Emmy, I believe, is what we determined in our last history roll.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
12.
For Granny.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
I forgot we rolled for if we'd been here.
Yeah.
Yep.
7.
All right. Well, in this instance, Soul, you sort of have a recollection of seeing this town, like, on your adventures, and in your previous group. You have a little bit of a happiness, like a happy memory. Like, you attended a theater production here. You participated in the theater production here, and it was well attended. And this was prior to the rest of your backstory. You were very young at the time. When you were here, but you remember like that feeling, like when you entered the iron gates and you had that like familiar scent, and you're like, oh, like memory came back to you. You've been here, you performed here, and Granny and Emmy, you both sort of the same. You have been here before. Emmy for fashion shows. This is a regular fashion district. You know that there are areas of Vistin that uphold like really nice clothing. You've come shopping here before, maybe like a yearly trip, or however you would think how often you would come. Granny, you've come through here before for your own fashion endeavors, and have had a shop here in the past. So, the group, you're sort of passing through what feels sort of like you're entering a magical land. It's just so much nicer than everything you've been around since getting together. And as you enter, there is so many possible directions to go that Edwin sort of looks to you all and is... he pulls his cart through the gates and pulls you along sort of like a river, so you're sort of on the south end of the town. And you all cross a bridge going north into what is spreading into like a spider web of roads. There's just a lot of ways to go, but there is a lot of signage and a lot of directions, so you think you could get yourself around. To your right, sort of like as you're entering, there's this really tall like guard tower, but it's also a clock tower, but also has housing attached to it. It's very odd, but it is recognizable as like a place of like noble mention. There might be some richer people that live there, and then directly across the street are some like some buildings, some shopping, and they pull you all the way through towards the what is a common theme in a lot of towns, the center water fountain feature. And Edwin drops you off, and he, before leaving, sort of perks up and is there anything that you want to do in town? I can direct you the way before I get out of here.
Yes, Edwin. Do you know where the church is?
Yeah, down towards the most east.
Thank you.
I believe we also wanted to see the fashion show.
Fashion district, north. Wait, no, northwest. Wait, it's right here. It just sort of like directs behind him.
North-ish.
Yeah. And as he's sort of like gesturing around, like, we can do perception checks for everybody to see what you're seeing around you.
Kanna's classic hood and overcoat goes up, hood on, full Sith mode as I do this.
14.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Can I do either hearing or smell for mine?
Sure.
Perception.
So
Shall do
17
hearing.
for Granny.
17.
Oh, wait, never mind. 12 for hearing stuff.
Okay. So as you guys are entering the town, like prior to getting to the water fountain, I would say, a lot of the things that you're seeing around is, first off, the entire town is decorated with like fancy flags and banners and lots and lots of hearts. There's like a lot of directions towards get married today, written in a bunch of different languages. The biggest ones in common being like find your love while it lasts, and it's never too late. Like things that are trying to appeal to a lot of different emotional states, a lot of different ages, being like you're never alone, come to our sermons and things like that. And it's very much directing towards the Church of Lathander, but all of the signage has saloon, the face of saloon that you guys saw on the note and on the flyer in the past. So, and it's very decorated as if it's like Valentine's Day. There's lots of just love in the air. There's also scents of like street food. So as you're smelling around, Soul, you sort of smell very distinct. What is Soul's favorite street food? I'm very curious.
Ooh, God. It would probably be something roasted, but like, I don't know what animals would be like less common than in like the woods area. Like something that, oh God. I don't know. It would be something that would be like more known around the city that's not like gross. Like we're not talking rats and stuff like that, but like something that maybe wouldn't be easily just like, oh, this is normal out in the woods or like, yeah. But I can't for the life of me think of what that would be.
I would say it could maybe be like a roasted chestnut and like beefy boar, but like the boars that are like, you know, curated to be fattier and very, you know, a little bit more of a bougie meat that costs more money, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's not giving Wagyu specifically, but it is giving like fattier and more like delicate. So I would say like a roasted chestnut and like beef sort of skewers. Sounds about up your alley. The nods, the slow nods, everything. So you feel like you smell that familiar scent, and you're sort of perking up with like these memories, this feeling. And then everyone is sort of looking around, and there's not like a magical feeling, but everyone is feeling the love per se. Like it's very like gorgeous, like the roses have been painted pink, essentially. Like that feels like the vibe. Everything is upbeat. The people walking around, like they're in really nice clothing. Like there's these very meticulous and specific clothing styles that you haven't really seen, such as like a cloak that is that like goes up and is like pressed up against like the neck and chest, but it's like very loose outwardly, so it has like a big hood that sort of billows around, but the rest of the clothing is very like tight fitting. It's almost like they're wearing both a shirt and a cloak, but it's all one item. And there's lots of color, like blue and green and red, and colors that are not normal, I would say, in like the regular towns where everything's sort of brown and drab, and they aren't spending money on dyes, but they're spending money on dyes here. So there's a lot of like clean white clothing, which is not common, and just everyone is really nicely kempt. There's people with really nice beards, people with glasses that are like fashion glasses, and all sorts of people. But most of the people in this town, again, are gnomes and elves. People who tend to live a very long time.
What about like, what's security like here? What kind of guards and like other like authority?
So in a very British fashion, there are guards that are placed, but they are stoic. They're horseback, and they have like spears that are going to the floor. So they're very long javelin style spears, and they have buttoned clothing that you can tell they have enough padding and like essentially metal underneath a really nice jacket, that they're fully protected, but they look really fashionable. They have very nice hats that are covered in feathers, but they look stoic and like deadpan, not regarding anybody, but you know that they're looking around. There seems to be, they're not everywhere, like it's not sprawling, but it is at every like major corner, at least around the entrance and around like what seems to be like a bank. There's a lot, there's like 3 guards in front of what looks like a bank, and a lot of other ones sort of patrolling, but they don't look intimidating, but they definitely don't look like you could take, you know, photos with them and the horses won't bite them.
All right.
Anyone else else looking for any other specific details? You know, actually, this is a really good time to have you guys add to the story. Ire, what else is here in this town?
Can I roll for the smell of fish?
Yep, sure can.
Mm.
And the smell of fish is pungent, so that is interesting to have in addition to like all these wonderful scents, is to be like, there's also a fish market here. I'll say over 10, there's a fish market.
22.
Oh, there's a fish market for sure. And the scent like increases as you're entering the town where the river is, because they're clearly like fishing and doing it all by the river. But as you enter the town, the good sense of the town sort of take over that fish market scent. But you can tell just based on scent in general that is a bustling business down the river. And they have a lot of fish that you might be able to go check out. What else is here, Emmy?
I think one of the things that is here, I don't know, do you have plans for an inn, or can I add an inn?
There's
Can
an
I add
inn,
a
but you can tell me
bougie
what it's
inn?
like. You can add a bougie in.
Okay. Yeah. I think that there's definitely a bougie inn, since, you know, I come on my annual trips with my family. Can't just stay anywhere. So yeah, I think there is definitely there's probably more than one inn in the town considering the size, but the one that I've been to are we good? Okay, I'm making sure I'm not frozen.
You're not frozen. You're good.
So I think the one that I've been to, what should we call it?
Yeah, what should we call it?
Hmm.
Granny, you remember that the lower end, and it's really not even lower end, I put lower end in quotes, but the one that's not bougie is called the Stumble Inn.
Okay.
Oh, the Stumble Inn.
Ah!
I think I've stayed at the Lavender and Lilac Inn.
Okay.
And so everything
Ooh.
kind of has like that like purpley aesthetic to it. It's got a lot of purples and pinks and a lot of florals out front. And there's a nice outdoor area to seat where everything has like the canopy and it's covered, and there's twinkly lights that are magically there.
We love.
You know, not like string lights. They're just there. And yeah, the beds are amazing.
Instead of rest and relaxation, it's L&L instead of R&R. So we
Mhm.
love.
Yep, the L&L.
Yeah. Okay.
Hawaiian barbecue place.
Granny, what else is here?
I think that there's like a park that has a bunch of old people feeding birds
Amazing.
that she has gone to previously to spend her time
They
when
host-
she was here.
They host slow speed dating there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like
Low
it.
speed dating.
That's amazing.
And it's like a fun little social place. They have chess. They have like a place for children, but it's kind of dead because it's mostly like noted to be sort of like an elderly space. And as noted, like the area doesn't have a lot of old people because a lot of people that live here live a long time. So the old people that live here have lived for either hundreds of years, just like Granny. So you could have very easily like grown up with somebody that you might know at the park. Like that's really fun.
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. What else is here? Soul.
I think like there is not necessarily on every corner,
Mm-hmm.
but there is definitely some type of performer like doing something, and not even the type of like, oh god, let's not like, oh that's kind of sketch. Like
For sure.
there's been practice, like it's a higher end that like in some places maybe even you'd be like, oh I would pay money to go see like them doing that, and like
Yeah.
just lively around every corner of like different types of arts, of music, painting, poetry, just everything that you could imagine.
Yeah. In fact, around every corner, not every corner as we said, but a lot of the corners, there's actually stages that are built because this place promotes art and promotes like the creativity. And it's not like a person begging for money, but a person who is utilizing this as a space to practice. And it's open and it's welcome. And there are people who beg for money on there, but not as often as people who are like, come one, come all, and listen to my story. And you get to see a full performance on your way to work. Like that's really fun. I love that. All right, Kanna, what else is here? Lastly.
There are various bars of all various degrees of seediness.
Okay.
Namely, I think Kanna would be looking for the seediest looking of the bars.
It's actually kind of hard to find, but you're looking.
Okay, so there's bars where people are probably having, you know, cocktails, champagne flutes. It's a little nicer, more highbrow. They don't have anything on. There's no well. It's all mid to top
shit.
shelf. Yeah, from bottle. No beer, like no mead or no ale. But then there's one. There's one probably in the same district that Granny knew was like some of the lower end of Vistin. It's called the Rusty. It's called the Rusty Spoon.
The Rusty Spoon.
Yeah, and it's just a kind of skeevy, dirty.
It's a skeevy, dirty place,
bar.
But it's also known to be like a really fun comedy club. And there's rumors about how there's potentially a back room in the comedy club where people do business. That's a rumor, and no one's been able to confirm it, but it's a fun rumor. So you clock that rumor. Hell yeah. So you guys get into the town, and you're sort of like seeing the sights and seeing the lights and seeing the lanterns and smelling the smells, and the vibes have just completely shifted from what you've been doing. There's no like weird people rocking in rocking chairs staring at you. There's no like wizard tower in the distance. It's all just very suburban, but like middle class to higher middle class vibes. And there's a lot of shops around. There's a blacksmith. There's like you like sort of pass through the district of like the blacksmith and the leather workers and the tanners and the people who do all of these things. So you know that you have that to check out. You have other clothing areas and of course the high-end clothing areas. And that's when Edwin sort of drops you off, tells you the direction of the church, the direction of the high-end clothing, and anything else before he departs.
Before he leaves, I'm gonna pull out 5 gold, go to shake his hand, and say thank you so much for the ride. If anyone asks, the group you took them to a completely different town, and I'll say that in Orc.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you have that money. And he sort of looks down at the money, his eyes widen, and he sort of
15.
Well, I think that I can make that happen. And if you guys need anything, I don't know where you are. I didn't drive you here. Bye. And he sort of like gets off into he like cracks the whip towards his horses, and they very gracious with grace like round the waterfall, the water feature, and sort of leave you guys to the area, and the area is bustling. Like there are people abound. This is 100,000 people like just living in this town. They all have work to get to, children to take care of. Like there's no one is paying you any mind. Like you are arriving in a town where people are doing things all the time. So you are not sticking out like a sore thumb. There's people with white hair everywhere.
I think when Emmy gets out of the carriage, she definitely would have audibly been like, "Ha, so much better. This is so much better." Okay, like just like comfortable again.
I'm gonna.
Are there other like monstrous races? Like, would Soul be the only orc, or like is it a town just filled with like every type of?
While there are mostly elves and gnomes, there are a mix of everybody. Like like there's even another Loxodon like walking around. There are, however, no other tabaxi, which is very common for Ire to be experiencing. But yeah, there's a couple other like half orcs more so than like full orcs, and they're mostly like the more human-y side of half orcs. So you might be the most bestial, but you're not the only half orc, or orc in general.
Ire's just a lone cat.
Basically.
You just you hear like the cold wind pass by, a tumbleweed just.
I'm gonna cast message again to Soul. And I
Exposure
just
therapy.
wanna ask, what did you talk to Edwin about just now?
My drive to continue a bit. Oh my god.
Continue the bit.
I just persuaded him that if anyone asks, he took us somewhere different. So we should be pretty safe here.
I just give a grin.
Did you get the message I sent you?
You sent me a message?
Oh god.
Wait, I didn't know you could cast spells, so. Hey everyone, Soul is the magician.
Oh, I'd love to see a trick.
I just
think
have a
he would-
shit-eating grin on my face.
Like, did I do that? Am I the drama? Am I the villain?
I think he would panic for a second and then find
do a flip,
like
do a flip, do a flip.
Do the roar.
In the
he
short
grabs like
distance.
3 rocks that are like pretty decent size, and like starts to juggle, and then a little bit with his own like shit-eating grin, starts to like sleight a hand, like making them disappear and like kind of reappear. So it's kind of like a sleight of hand magic, but it's like while juggling with the rocks.
That's fun. Granny, do a perception check.
Can I also,
Natural 1.
Oh no! You're very enamored
best.
by this.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Can you also?
I can't believe this.
I have an invisible mage hand,
Okay.
and I kind of want to just like mage hand one of the rocks that Soul has and just like hold it right in. So he's like trying to move it and sleight of hand it, but then it's stuck.
Luckily, it's very loud. You hear a little child being like, "Look, Mom, look, magic!" as they're like walking by, and the mom's like, "Come on, dear, you have to get to class." But yeah, you guys are being noticed, but not like in a negative way.
I can't
And
believe
I-
you didn't tell us that you could do this.
I mean, I guess it has been like our week-long anniversary, so maybe this is the gift I've gotten you all. And he's going to walk over to Ire, and like throw hands up, and the stones disappear, and then bringing back the attention down, he's gonna have one like in between his finger, and like holding it out, and like I don't know if you're still collecting them, but maybe this is a way to remember your visit here.
Ire is going to like, with like almost like a childlike smile, hold the rocks, and then be like, "I will claim these with pride," and we'll just like slowly put it in a pouch, and then you'll hear in the like the pouch of their clothes it clink against other rocks, alluding to the fact that they brought the family of rocks with them.
The saga's real. It's real.
They had kids. Family reunion episode.
So sweet.
As you guys are sort of like getting into the vibe of the town, you're hearing like a murmur sort of off to the east, being like a sort of muffled yeah, as if there's like a cheering happening in the long distance, and it's happening every so often, like woo, and then it sort of stops, and then you hear another woo off to the east.
That's the direction of the church, right? From what you said? Okay.
How different is it here from 10 years ago?
Do a history
Like, 11.
You know, it's not much different. However, there are more people. It's definitely like picked up population. Like there either is more work, or more people who have heard of like the creative nature of the town, or like whatever. But there's more people here.
But
sure.
was there as much like matchmaking?
No.
Like, okay.
No. The Church of Lathander, like from your experience, is they do conduct weddings, but it's
Mhm.
not as showy. There's not a lot of pageantry involved. And right now you're seeing a lot of pageantry around.
Right.
Look, I think before we jump into anything crazy, using our last here, maybe we should get some information and scout out our surroundings before we make any hasty movements.
That's probably not a bad idea.
I hate to say let's split the party, but could cover more ground.
Could stand here and you could walk over and I can watch you. I will never find you here again. There's so many people.
You do get that sense.
I can find you.
You
Oh,
don't
what's
get
that supposed to
sense.
mean?
I don't get that sense.
No, you do. You get the sense that it's very busy. It's very much like going to a convention and seeing someone one time and being like, I might not see you again, so let's stay together now, or meet up later at a specified place. Like that's sort of the
Sure.
busyness is busy.
Why don't we meet back here in 2 hours? We split into 2 groups.
Where do we
One-
need to go?
Well, we need information on what's happening here. I know where to find some.
I thought we just had to find a glass pane.
Emmy, look around you. There's probably a billion glass panes here.
But it did seem like it was a stained glass. She's trying to like, she realizes what they're talking about and brings the tone down a bit, but still loud enough to, we can hear each other over the city. But it was a glass pane that looked like it was inside of a church. I assume that it's probably the Church of Lathander, but that seems like a very busy place. So
We could always try to find like who would have made it.
the glass, or I'd be curious to know if the church closes for the day.
True.
Because if we're going to get in there and acquire this, I don't think we can really easily do it while there are people getting married inside or
Right.
nearby, as we're just in the background of their ceremony, smashing the glass.
That's
We could-
more or
we
less
could,
to
like-
my point.
We
need
could like go
information.
scope it out though and act like someone's getting married. And like maybe they'll give us a tour.
We could just pop over there. Also, we could do some investigation at the fashion show.
The drop of
We could do that too.
When is
Is the
the...
Yeah, do I know if the fashion show, like, based on the paper, would we know if it's already started?
It's sort of like an all week long thing.
Uh-huh.
Like there's different like sets and people showing off their stuff. At,
Yeah.
Like, so not random intervals, but like throughout the week.
Okay, so like it's like opening ceremonies have
Yeah,
already happened.
essentially,
like
yeah.
it's in progress.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, yeah. Like I'd be down. Yeah.
For science.
Yeah.
Fashion show.
Yeah. I mean, we could at least
Okay.
go over there because like I probably have tickets that I could get, and then we could have tickets in case we need to go back.
You think that you could get
Okay.
more than you show up with? Do you think you could get tickets for the whole group even if we don't show up together?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. They're my mom's tickets, so she always just like has them. So I have to go and see how many there are and if they'll give them to me. But like
Your
I
mom
think
is
that
here.
they would. No, I don't think so. Not this year, but like she just has them. Like they're hers. And then
Oh,
I
it's like
then I use it.
Lifetime thing? Like season pass?
Mhm. Yeah, like she's invited every year, and they're like, "Hey, we have tickets. We have your box." So
Okay. Well, I think I will need one person to come with me where I'm going.
Where are you planning on going?
The bar.
Which bar? There's a bunch of bars here.
The dirtiest, seediest one I can find.
Hmm.
Ire is going to hear that and interject and be like, Ire would like to go to CD Bar. How about that one? And if it's okay, I want to invent a bar
Yep.
that's about gardening. And it's
Yeah,
that's what I mean by CD.
There's one that's full of like,
And
it
then
has
just, like-
a lot of like flowers in the windows, and it's very garden focused. It's called the Spilt Pail, and it has like a garden patch. It's very beautiful. But yeah, you were punning around.
Yeah, and then Ire's just going to do like a buddy little arm thing and just point right at it.
Aya? I know I said seedy, and that is very cute. But we need to go where the dirty scum of the city live.
So Ira's going to interject. Oh, Soul, you would know about that.
Wow! Bullying in 4K.
Granny just sort of like just like side eyes. Just the rest of the party like
I would like to context that Iron meant nothing by that. It's just that like when they hear dirty, they think like, oh, dirty as in like not bathed, not civilized. Okay, you. Your turn. Step up. Spotlight.
I mean, I guess there is a sort of a point there in that you're shirtless.
and shoeless, and most of
shoeless.
the places I've gone require shoes.
I just think that I don't think Emmy and I could go and be not as noticeable. If I go to a seedy bar, I'm gonna be the old woman in a fancy dress.
and they're gonna tell my mom, and then she's gonna get a hold of me. So
But
yeah, I can't go.
I don't think it's that you're too dirty or something to go. I think you look tough, and you
You're the
look like you
toughest.
could you could go to any bar. So I don't know. Do you want to go to the fashion show with us? Or maybe you should go.
Totally come to the fashion show.
Will there be fish at the fashion show?
No.
No, there's more likely to be fish at the bar.
Then
Yeah.
Ire will
That
go
is
to the bar.
true.
With chips.
This is a good mix. I love this.
Soul, kind of like keeping the same face, leans into the group a little bit. I kind of want to go to the fashion show. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, like I
With
totally want
us.
you to come to the fashion show, and I
I
totally
kind
have
of
an idea.
figured.
Do you want to come right now, or do you want to like are we going to the actual fashion show right now, or are we just kind of scoping it out? What's happening?
Well, we can probably, okay. So we want to get some information from a bar.
Mhm.
We want to check out the church. We can do both of those at the same time and then agree to meet up at the fashion show.
Mhm.
Cover
Yeah,
some
I could
ground.
go like swing by, get some tickets, and then go to the church,
Okay,
and
but
then we'll
see,
meet up.
the thing about that is, we need you to be a little bit more covert.
Why?
Our carriage ride may or may not have been paid for by your new best friend.
Oh, god damn it.
So we're fine because I paid our carriage driver not to tell anyone we were here. But I feel like if you walk up and like, oh, get your tickets, like everyone's gonna very quickly be like, oh my god, they're here, they're here, they're here. So
Yeah, but like everybody that's here is here.
When you're here,
Oh.
you're here.
You know,
you're not wrong.
I don't think to be not me
Kanna is visibly
Here?
angry.
would be weird.
I'm
But how
visibly
much-
angry.
Me being me there is the most normal thing.
But how much
If I
are
look like
tickets?
fake-
Like they've got to be 5 silver, right? Like they can't be that expensive to a fashion show, right?
I actually don't know because I've never paid for a ticket because they give us tickets.
Fair point.
I can find out how I can go and find out how much they are and then also pick up my tickets and then you guys can decide if you want to buy your own tickets and go separate from me and I'll go in as me. And then we could, you know what I mean? Like we have options.
Are these tickets for is it a situation that your mom lays them aside just for you, or is it just like, oh, come use this name and those tickets will be waiting for you? Because one of us could be like, oh, we're blah 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 here to pick up these tickets, and then that way maybe.
But
You're
okay.
very much in like a mindset where you're just like, well, I get everything that I want, and you remember in the past like taking people with you and it never being a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. It just depends if you actually want to go in with me because I have to be me to get my free tickets. But I don't think it'd be an issue. I mean, like there's usually at least like 4 tickets that are set aside for us because like my mom would go and then like Gwen would be there and then Nanny would go and like sometimes my dad was there. It just depended on what else was going on. So like I should be able to get tickets if you want to go with.
Okay, what compromise?
Mm-hmm.
You go like as yourself, but maybe we keep conversations with other people to a minimum. Not draw attention to ourselves as a group.
Okay. Like conversations with each other to a minimum or just with like people that are there? Because if there's people there and they talk to me, I'm going to have to talk to like I know some of them for a long time. So I mean it's kind of what I do and what I've been doing.
I actually kind of hate to agree with you here. It might be better for Emmy to go as Emmy, but the rest of you go separate. And not be associated with Emmy. If you're going to go, I don't like this idea at all in general, but
Okay, so like I don't really want to go by myself, but I also think it wouldn't be the worst thing if I just took like 1 or 2 and then like we separated once we got in so that there was, 2 groups in there. Because I think it's going to be easier for some people. Like I can't Okay, I guess what I know is there like I'm in the VIP section. Is there a common section?
Yeah.
That's more of like general admission that's off to the side.
Yes.
Okay.
The commoners
Okay.
are separated from you. Don't worry.
The commoners. But you know what I mean? Like the tickets that you could pay for would be over there versus the people that have
Correct.
generational tickets to this thing
Yes.
are in the other area.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah.
Okay. I
so
could be your bodyguard?
I would
Because
totally
it's
be
a
down for that.
high class situation. Like I imagine maybe you need a bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean that's totally fair, especially because I'm not here with Nanny or my mom. So like that would make sense. People would totally buy that. But also if you're gonna do that, I have to get you new clothes. Please.
I'm open to the idea.
They will be very nice. But also, even I need new clothes because, like, I've been wearing this while we were traveling and it's kind of full of, like, dirt and stuff. And I don't know if I have anything that's going to match this year's theme. So.
What is this year's theme?
It will be determined. I'm not sure. I didn't get the invite. So we will find out.
Okay.
You know, no, it's feathers and florals.
She knows.
It could be feathers and florals. Or you can choose something else.
I mean, I could maybe be
So
persuaded.
just so I understand, we have.
Actually, no, it's
Soul,
every rose has its thorn.
Emmy and Granny are gonna go to the church first, and then Oighear and Kanna are gonna go to the comedy club, and then you're meeting at the fashion show. That's what we're discussing. Just making sure that I'm correct.
Was my suggestion, but
That
it's
was yours.
open to
Okay,
the.
got it.
It
I
was
wasn't sure
that was
what
to the
okay,
group,
cool,
so
cool.
I'm.
I wasn't sure I'm just making sure I'm planning in my head right now while you're talking. So.
Okay, so I will take Aya and go to the Rusty Spoon. While you stop by the church, see when they open, see when they close, see what's going on, and then make your way to the fashion show. If anything as well, we can meet you at the fashion show later. If that would be better. Or we still meet back here.
I mean, I feel like I
well,
could spend the whole night at the fashion show, so
We can meet you there.
Yeah, maybe we just meet at the fashion show and we play it by ear. You know, maybe it ends up being a really fun event, and then maybe we're like, oh, we can do the church in the morning, or you know.
We're not here to have fun.
they didn't say we couldn't have fun on the job.
I also didn't say that, but that's not what we are here for. We have shit
It
to do.
is our 1 week anniversary, though, and I think we've earned a little bit of fun.
We at least
Go
have to
ahead.
be here under the guise of having some sort of fun.
Ooh, we're not having fun. We're pretending to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And I'm
We
gonna
can
pretend
to
to
have fun. All
Mhm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So then the fashion show is where we will meet.
Okay. I'm gonna flip a coin.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see who gets
Make
to
it
go
easy.
first.
Bar
TBK.
squad. Bar squad.
Bar squad is going first.
Bar squad.
Okay. Okay. We're back in. Why is that my symbol? It's weird. All right, we're in.
Oh my god, yeah, just be like the little spin thing and it's just making that noise.
That'd be so funny. Okay, so the group begins to part very quickly, and you lose sight of each other almost immediately. As you sort of separate into a group, even Soul, who is like, I mean, even Granny, honestly, you both are tall, so like, as you're tall and very bestial, like, you just blend. You blend in with the colors, you blend in with the people, and it's like, oh, I actually am going to have an issue finding them in the future. But Kanna and Oighear, you stay together. I'm excited for this grouping. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you head towards, you follow sort of the signs. It's very interesting because all of the street signs that are leading towards the Rusty Spoon, like there's like this beautiful, like, not embroidery, stamping, I suppose, of the signs that are all attached to, embossing of the signs that are all attached to each other by metal pieces. And then at the bottom, there's basically just a wooden plank that just says Rusty Spoon with an arrow. So it's kind of just weirdly out of place. And as you guys are headed that direction, you keep following the signs. The roads don't change from like their opulence and their fun vibes. The hearts are everywhere. But it does get a little bit darker. There's more trees, there's more coverage, there's more bushes, but it is still light outside. It's very much morning right now. And maybe brunch hour is sort of when you make it there through walking through town. It actually takes a while to walk through town. You pass a lot of stores, you pass a lot of people. There's just a lot of stuff to look at, so it's a little slow going, especially with someone who monitors their every step and everyone who's watching them. So it makes sense to sort of take several moments to get through there. But as you're entering this space, you see an almost entirely wooden circle of a building. It was crafted in a sphere. And it's covered in moss, and it's almost as if they were trying to make a hobbit hole, but it's just a big circle of a building on a platform. So, and the door is a big archway. There's 2 windows, but they look like eyes. It almost is like there's a mouth and eyes on this building, just carved out of this green moss ball. And it says the rusty spoon. The door handle is a big spoon that's copper, and you sort of pull it open. And as you pull it open, the ambience of the inside sort of fills immediately. It's lively, but also darker inside. You can tell, like, the only light coming into it is from the 2 big windows that looked like eyes. And there's a stage with people playing music, and as you enter, there's like a chalkboard, essentially, that has like the schedule of events, and you can see some comedians' names that you don't recognize. And there's a bar with like a couple seats, and there's a couple people sitting at the bar. No one is particularly seedy sitting at the bar. It's definitely people in their vibrant clothing. And continuing around, there's like these circular tables all sort of surrounding the stage. It's set up like a open mic night speakeasy vibe. And the inside has like drapery coming from the center of the very top of the sphere, and it comes down almost like a not a clown place, but like just like a tent. It's very tent-like, and these sheets are sprawled and drop down, and I would say that on the inside, the sheets are the only thing that's adding shape to the sphere. It's almost as if there's a roof and then walls, but it's all just sheets, and you know that on the other side of it is probably storage, and if you even do a little peek, you see some boxes, some like potato sacks, things like that, and lots of seating, all candlelit, and the building is not filled as it is about brunch, but there's a couple people at the bar. There's like a date happening, like an early morning brunch date happening. They're like sharing mimosas and being way too drunk and excited in the morning. And as you both pass in, Oighear is actually noticed immediately. Like, someone from the bar turns and it's just like, cat! Like, it's they scream cat at the tabaxi, which, I mean, is not necessarily an offensive term unless you want it to be. But they get up and they run towards you, and it's this shorter halfling male. He has this green poncho on, and the hood is down. His face is very rosy. You can tell he's been drinking a little bit this morning, and his hair is very ashy and reddish, and it sort of like fades in and out. You can tell he's like maybe middle-aged, and he comes up to you, Oighear, and he's like, who are you? What's your name? You're cool looking.
Really quick, I had stuff I needed to do before we got here, and
Okay.
I don't want to... I needed to go change. I needed to break into my disguise kit,
Okay.
and put on a short black bob for my
Okay.
hair, and my eyes, I have yellow contacts in. And then I changed my clothes a little bit. It's pretty close to the same. I just kind of look like put on little glasses, and I almost look like a professor or like a science student or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
That's fine.
like a stylish science student.
We love a stylish science student.
Yeah, and so that's how I entered the bar. I just
Okay,
needed that
perfect.
to be
No, we
on
love
the table.
that. We love that. Oighear, you're approached by this halfling that is tipsy, not drunk or anything, but they're very much like, where are you from?
Okay, so Oighear, hearing this, will immediately get like overly proud and be like, greetings, I am Oighear of the Valdaris clan of the Tabaxi in the Far East. And then, like, in a flourish of turning their fur almost shiny and the white almost being glistening, we'll do like the most elegant bow ever, as if like they're being like almost like haughty.
Wow, that's impressive. Do you want a drink?
Oighear, like, we'll get like really close to the guy. Oighear prefers fish Do you have some?
I don't work here, but I'm sure we can get some. You want a fish drink?
Yes.
Uh,
Buttermilk.
I'll take you to the bar then.
Iris is just gonna be like giddy and just follow behind.
As you're headed to the bar, Kanna, you realize you were sort of dismissed completely. What do you do?
Actually, I'm kind of happy with that. I was hoping that I would mention, so this works out for me. I want to look around, and I know you said there was a couple on a date. Who are the other two people?
The one just walked up, and then the other
Sure.
person, as you are watching, Ire get pulled over. It's another halfling, and he seems to greet Ire as well. And they're like, oh! And both of them, they're not like dude bro vibes, but they're definitely like, sit with us, you're interesting, we want to meet you, we want to get to know you. So they like sit Ire between both of them, and you sort of just watching, you see them give the order for fish drink, and the bartender's face goes, it like squinches, and then they like pop their mouth open like, I'll make something work, and then the bartender sort of goes behind the curtain that sort of covers the entire sphere. Ire wiggling happily, getting ready for a fish drink.
Great. And then it's the couple that are
And
there.
then the couple, and they seem very enamored with each other, but they're also like laughing loudly, making jokes.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Is there another chair, or can I pull up?
With the couple, or with the?
Yeah, with the couple. Yeah.
Need a
Yes.
third?
Yeah, it's a four.
Okay.
It's like a 4-seater, but they're sitting in two of the chairs, sitting next to each other.
Great.
But
So I'm
like
gonna
facing
walk
the
up.
stage.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up kind of in front of them, like obviously in their view, and grab one of the chairs and flip around, and then sit down with my hands over it, and I'll just look at both of them and go, "Hello, I am so sorry to interrupt your clearly lovely evening. I just I'm conducting research for the school in another town. I'm just here on business."
Sorry, I'm gonna stop you there. And this tiefling, fully like darkened red skin, very like almost turning brown, with like this piercing, fully yellow eyes, and they seem to be sort of androgynous in gender, but they have like a lot of jewels on their horns, which like curl upward and do like a full loop-de-loop before pointing straight up like devil horns. Their face is incredibly angular, and their cheeks are like sunken in. Sitting next to them is just a regular ass human man, like the most boring John Doe man you can think of. If I could draw him like a blank ... smile face, that's what he would look like. He's
Great.
the most boring. Like, how did he get this person? Excuse me. This person stops you, and they're like, "I'm sorry. What made you think you can sit here? You didn't even introduce yourself. Who are you?"
My name is Professor Briar.
My name is what? What's your name? Professor?
My name's
what's your credentials?
Professor Briar. And I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm sorry, you don't know who I am. She laughs like so loud, it like fills the room. It's like an intimidating sort of presence of just absolute self-centeredness. Obviously, I'm performing. Are you performing? I don't think so,
No.
Professor
No.
Briar.
Anyway, I'm conducting research and just wondering, what are your opinions on marriage?
The audacity! She like yells into the place, stands up, and they stand at like a full like 7 feet tall. And they say, "Come, pet." And the blank human man just sort of stands immediately, blank face. And they go to speak, and they just go, close their mouth. And they snap, And the human man, like, sort of toddles, and they completely walk away from you.
Cool. All
To
right.
the next table, where they sit down again.
Okay, that's fine.
And as this conversation happens, another group of people come in. And they're wearing, I would say, what looks like very stereotypical adventurer's clothing. Like, they've got satchels and straps and all sorts of like leather clothing. Someone has like a bow on their back, and another person is wearing like a wizard's cloak. And they come in and they sort of make there's two people. They sort of make their way to the like most corner possible way of a sphere. They sit at the far end
Wonderful.
table, but they clock you and they sort of whisper to each other. They also clock Oighear and the halflings and the couple, and they keep whispering to each other as they sit
I'll wave
down.
at them when they clock me. I'll notice they clock me and just go. And then I'll the couple, the two that just came
The
in.
two just came in. So
Yeah.
one of them is like a wood elf sort of individual, very like green clothing, green leather. He like has this long hair, just like a sort of a shorter, like 5'6" sort of size, and he like waves back, and like not like a doofy way, but just oh, and then waves, and he gives a pleasant presence.
Great. Who's the other person?
The other person seems to be a like wizard by look. They're wearing like a black cloak that has almost like the Harley Davidson fire just like coming from the bottom. It's very sewn on, and it's not like gimmicky. It looks very nice, but it is just like fire sewn on the bottom, which is a little
Great.
silly looking, but it's still cute.
Great. I'd love to get up and go sit with them.
Okay, as you go and sit over with them, Oighear at the bar, you are presented with a martini glass that has a full sardine in it, and the drink smells the way that a tuna can smells when you open it. And the bartender's the bartender's a gnome, so they sort of like they have like very chubby cheeks, and they are very like round in size, but they're very short and smiley. And they get up, and you can see the two buns on top of her head, and she has this like really dark brown hair with these really large like green eyes, and she has a very disgusted face while putting this drink down. She goes, "The kitchen made this?" Like bites her bottom lip while waiting for
Oighear's going to take the martini glass, and I'm talking like sommelier, bitch. It's gonna just like swirl it around a little, take in the aroma, take a small dip, and it's this whole sardine in it too,
There's
right?
a whole sardine, yeah, bones
Takes
and all.
out the sardine, cleans the sardine like and then Oighear is going to be like, "Oighear loves this bar, best bar. I'll take another." And then, how much gold do I have?
A lot.
How much would that martini cost?
It would be about 2 silver. The consideration on your face is everything.
So, since it's 2 silver, I will slap down 10 silver
Okay.
and ask for 4 more.
Okay. Right away. Oh. Best bar, though. I'll take that as a compliment. The next show is in about 20 minutes, so make sure to end your conversations before they go on. And they sort of gesture to the tiefling in the middle of the room now versus the side middle of the room. And she sort of packs away, and the two halflings, they don't look like twins, but they do definitely look alike. They both have that ashen reddish hair. One of them has a lot of freckles, and they both are looking at you, and they've been asking you questions about where you're from, what your interests are, and they look at you and they go, "So, I got a question. Are you interested?" And he raises his eyebrows and puts his arm on the table, like leaning his face on his cheek on his hand.
Are you interested?
Are you interested?
I will be like, in what?
As you say in what, the other halfling like puts his arm down and like rests his cheek on his hand. In us, duh.
Iron is going to continuously be like
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
oblivious. For what?
For fun.
Iron loves fun. Fully, Ire will awkwardly pull out the rock. I'm talking the entire rock family. And be like, this is what Ire loves to do for fun. And then just like will regale them to the point of boredom about the entire family history, including the new rock, which the new rocks that Soul gave Ire, and then talk about how one of the new rocks was like a rock that like tricked the mother rock into thinking that her family was fake, and then like they had a fight, right? And then the fight ended up with that rock losing its memories. But 3 years later, the son of the mother rock comes in and breaks them out of the rock. Well, cuts off story, goes right for the drinks. And downs them, bop, 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 bop. Anyways, and then the mother, and then this rock gathers together friend rocks. Rocks come together in basement, make chance, open door, go to secret path. And then secret path, unfortunately, one die. Oh no! Like, just constantly keeps on talking and talking and talking.
Is this some sort of kink? They ask each other behind you, and they're like, this is really weird foreplay. But they stay with you the entire time. Like, they're continuing to be like, they're like asking questions about like this rock and that rock and this rock. And they continue to talk with you. Over at Kanna. Oh, also, do you order more drinks?
No.
Okay.
I think Iron's had their fill with the having five martinis, slamming back 5 martinis back to back.
Yep. Were they alcoholic martinis or were they just fish juice? Ugh.
I'm gonna say that it would just be fish juice.
Okay.
Which would make it more funny because then that would make it more revolting to the bartender, but more delicious
Amazing.
to Ire.
Amazing. Kanna.
Wow. So I walk up to the 2 adventurers that walked in, and I flip the chair around and I plop down and I go, "Hello. How about both of you?"
Oh, I'm good. How are you? The
I'm
wood elf
wonderful.
sort of has a like dude surfer voice.
Sick.
It's righteous. Doesn't say that, but that's the voice.
Right on.
Who are you?
Well,
How are you?
hi.
You're gorgeous,
Hello.
by the way. Is that your... Wait, is gorgeous the preferred, compliment type?
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
What are your names? I am Professor Briar.
Oh, Professor. Hot. I'm Quill. That's... I don't know, actually. We met a long time ago. We've been friends. Have I ever learned your name, dude? The guy looks up and you can see like under his hood that's been like fully encasing him. He is also a tiefling. He has like this like lighter toned, like pinkish red skin tone, and it has like white flecks, but they look like burns, not like birthmarks, but they're like white. It's almost as if the skin was burned away and then didn't regain pigment when it came back as a scar. And it's like a constellation, actually. It goes from his cheek to his chin. And
Do I know the constellation?
you do a religion check. I like this music. This is fun.
11.
11, you don't recall, but you do recognize that from sometime in the past where you were looking at the stars. It looks kind of like an Orion's Belt type of constellation, but you wouldn't be able to place it specifically.
Sure.
And he looks up and he opens his mouth, and you see that he has no tongue. And he closes his mouth and looks back down.
Ah,
Yeah, so I don't know his name, but he's cool. He's chill. We've been adventuring for a long time now.
wonderful. Are you new in town, or is it?
Yeah, we're on a mission.
What are you here for?
Oh, well, apparently, wait, hold on. What are you here for, Professor? That's the more important question.
Sure, of
There's not a
course.
school here. Well, actually, there is a school here, but it's for kids. Professors don't teach kids.
That's true. You caught me. I'm actually here on more of an expedition, if you will. I'm traveling here because of the recent, the marriage thing with the Church of Lathander.
I'm
And-
here for the marriage thing of the Church of Lathander.
Are you betrothed?
No. No.
No, shame, really.
No, are you also suspicious of the Church of Lathander right now? Like, they're really suspicious.
It's rather interesting, of course. They come from seemingly out of nowhere, promising all these things, and then
Right?
I think anyone with an intellectual mind, such as ours,
Can
would
get that.
be
They would totally
yeah.
get, yeah.
naturally curious. If
I'm
you
naturally
will.
curious. You're naturally curious. Yeah.
We have so much in common. Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Well, so the reason I came up was because I'm also, not super familiar with the town, and I was thinking, maybe I would see a performance and meet some like-minded people while I'm here, for work, but who
Oh, yeah,
can't
I
have a
think-
little fun with
I
work?
think I heard that Olga's going on. He points directly to the tiefling. I heard that Olga's
Oh.
going on next, and I wanted to see her, their performance. And I don't know. I think I heard them yelling at you, so I don't know that I'm super interested anymore. But
Yes, of course. Some people take differently to strangers, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm not, no
Olga
offense
does
taken.
music with that thing. That's not a person, by the way. That's a chimera, I think, is what they call it. It's like a monster that
Oh.
they put a skin on. It's so cool. Yeah, he's been trying to
Interesting.
gestures to his friend. He's been trying to figure out how to do that for a long time. So I said we could go there before we go to the church. That's fine. So
Interesting. Well, while I'm here, and I was super curious about people's thoughts and opinions on marriage, of course, as this is a big thing here. What do you both think of marriage and sudden promises? What do you make of the whole thing? You said suspicious, but I find it rather intriguing.
I'm actually
If
not
one
nervous
could-
about the marriage. I think that's a ruse.
Oh,
I think it's a cover for some
For-
underground mischief that I'm gonna find out. Like
some
scratches his
underground
nose.
mischief, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what we think. It came to me in a
Wow.
dream.
A dream? Fascinating. Tell me more about this dream.
Oh well, I mean, I was having sex with, Goddess Saloon, and then she was like, "Come marry me," and I was like, "Oh yeah, baby, I'll go marry you." And then, I just gotta go to Vistin. Oh, that's not where she's from. So I was like, "Well, now I'm here," and apparently she is here. So I think the dream is real, and I think we're gonna have sex. Right? He looks at his friend, and his friend's just like nods with the hood.
Well, you should be so fortunate to be betrothed to a goddess. Wow. That is fascinating.
Yeah, it's really calling me.
Well, honest, you seem wonderful, and I hope that works out for you. She should be so lucky. I did have a question. You mentioned there's some mischief and whatnot. Do you know where are your leads taking you?
My
Where-
dream is taking me to Saloon's bed, but my leads are taking me
Sure.
to the church, where there's like suspicious behavior. How much should I give you? Are you an adventurer too?
Well, I'm a professor, yes, but my background before I settled down was quite adventurous, you could say.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so I'm a little traveled as well.
Traveled. It's gonna be me tonight.
Hey yo. Well, I did also hear tell of. I heard they were talking about a back room. Some kind of. Have you heard about that? They said there's another room bar.
In the bar?
Yeah, they said there was a secret room. No. No. Well, if you're curious, I heard maybe the bartender might be able to point you in the right direction. But anyway, thank you so much. What was your name?
Quill.
Will, thank you so much, Will,
Quill
for
with
your
the
time.
Quill.
Oh, Quill. Sorry,
Like Quilliam.
Days of adventuring, sometimes your hearing is not the
Right.
best.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Mhm.
Well, Will, Quill, thank you so much.
Quill. You can see like his mood shifts. Very
I'm
quick.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, Professor.
So sorry. Well, Quill,
Mhm.
I will be making my way over some point today too, perhaps after Olga performs.
Oh yeah. I'll see you at the church
and
then, and we can
I will
solve
see
this
you at the
mystery
church.
together of the
I would
sus
love to
behavior under the
collaborate.
church, where I am gonna be hanging out with Saloon the goddess.
Well, find me preferably after you have your rendezvous. But thank you so much for your time. I will probably see you over there, and we can collaborate, fellow adventurers, solving crime.
The Quill is like, yeah. In the wizard type tiefling, he as you're speaking with Quill, he like passes over a small note written on a cocktail napkin. And you-
I look over. I just keep looking at Quill,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yes, wonderful, and I grab the note,
Cool.
and
Naturally, Quill doesn't notice.
then fantastic. I can sleight of hand it if you need
You
me
don't
to.
even need to. I got that one.
Beautiful. And then I will just say, well, I must get going. I have a couple other errands to run before I make my way to the church tonight. But I must see if my companion is ready to leave. So, Quill, friend, I will be seeing you hopefully very soon.
Yeah, totally. And then Ire at the bar. How many stories of how long are you going with this rock story?
Out of 9 generations of rocks, the rock families, I am only on generation 3.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a wisdom. I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for them for boredom. Let's see. Okay, one of them's bored. The other one's still in it. So one of the halflings has fully turned their attention to another person who has entered the bar, and as you guys were sort of chatting and doing things, the bar has filled up a little bit with sort of common people as Olga is about to perform. It's sort of in between, the music set has come to an end, and they've sort of wrapping up their stuff and setting up the stage with a couple different very stereotypical magician's equipment, like a box that you cut people in half with, things like that.
Cool.
Yeah, and as you're chatting, Olga sort of stands up and goes behind the curtain and is poking her head out to look at the crowd. And it's sort of filled up a little bit as you guys are chatting, and the halfling has lost attention, but the other one is fully and what about that one? Wow, that's really
Can I interrupt right now? Can I come up
Yeah.
behind Ire? Oh, Aya dear, it seems we have some other business to attend before our dinner plans for
Ire's
tonight.
breath smells like tuna.
I'll just try not to gag. I'll just go. Aya
Literally,
dear.
I want to be like a yes, and then just the green dogs just pop and just over your face.
Aya dear, we really must be running before our dinner plans tonight. Are you finished with your
a
friends?
Friend? Sort of, he turns his attention towards you, Kanna, in your disguise. I love your hair.
Thank you
And
so
your
much.
clothes,
Wow,
and your
wonderful.
shoes,
Aya dear,
and your jewelry.
We really must be going.
And your face.
Okay.
What's your name?
One moment,
Fully
and Ira's gonna
ignored.
literally,
He's
yeah,
just like-
Ira's gonna be like, in my mind, like you know, how, like wrenches come in that like little like fold up blanket thingy.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I'm just gonna start putting the rocks back in the family tree slots, and then just
Putting it
back in the pocket, and I'm fully ready.
And as you guys are sort of evading a gross man at the bar, you do see as you're leaving, like Olga sort of beginning her set, and this blank human sort of walks up, and like as you're walking out, their skin like literally peels away, and they turn into like a two-clawed, interesting like rat creature that looks like they were lab created. And it's not bloody or anything, but everyone in the crowd goes "Wah!" like clapping and screaming as you guys are sort of exiting.
Do we still see this?
Yeah, you do see this, so you can stop and look, but it's towards like you're walking towards the door.
I need
Ira
to
is
ask
going
the
to,
bartender also.
Okay.
Ira
No,
at this point is literally going to like not full claws in, but just like on Kanna and just
Oh my.
what is that?
I would love for there to be like a montage of her doing various tricks, like she puts the rat figure thing in the box and like literally saws it in half and like shows the crowd, and it just pans back to Ire going ah! And then
Just like
puts it back together. Ire opens his
like,
eyes.
everyone's hearing, and Ira's just like,
What's happening?
is
So if you stayed there longer, that's like my imagery. But you're at the
I
bar,
do-
Kanna. You asked the bartender.
Just really quickly, as Ire's packing up their rock, I just need to
And
look to
getting
the bartender and be like, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know you're busy with all the...
That's all right.
I was just wondering, when do you close and how often do you have performers come here? Is Olga regular?
Olga's not regular. She's traveling, and they are a very big favorite. She's a little bit of a diva, though.
Oh, I noticed.
Sorry about that. But she makes us a lot of
Thank you,
money.
nothing,
As you can see, it's pretty busy in here.
Oh,
But we
yes.
close at Second Sun, and then open back up at First Moon. So basically,
Fantastic.
they close at 7 p.m. and they open at 3 in the morning.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Best of luck tonight with the
Yeah,
festivities.
The hours.
Thank you so
Wild.
much for your
Yeah.
time. Best of luck to you tonight.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Toodles.
Iron's just having trauma being forced into their eyes as you walk out.
I'll just cuff arm Ire and just like drag them out as their claws. I imagine their claws like scrape the ground as they're just like.
honestly, like in my mind, Ire is so like into like magic in terms of like spell casting that the whole sleight of hand magic is lost on them. So they genuinely believe like skin peeled off
Right.
into monster. Monster got sawed in half, and they just do not get what the hullabaloo of this woman torturing this creature is about.
I will say the creature does not make any sort of like torturous sounds. Like it's very just like quiet. It's even like performing, like it's doing like it's putting its hands up. Like it is
Wow.
very performative. So like there's no torture happening on screen or on the stage. I mean, so. Just for clarification of anyone watching and being like, what the fuck, Jen? So, simultaneously, we sort of roll it back a little bit to when Kanna and Ire pieced out. We are back in the town where Emmy and Granny and Soul return back to you all. Where were we headed? What were we doing? You all disappeared into the crowd.
Well, should we go check the church and see what their hours are, I guess? And then make our way over to the fashion show?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Just like hit it on the loop.
And you said we need to go shopping before the fashion show?
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a good thing if you are interested. Like I'm just curious, do you like clothes?
not a question.
Yeah, I don't hate them.
Okay.
They've never really been the most important aspect, but I don't
Okay, well,
really spend my money on them. I feel like the money I get can kind of go towards other things, but
Okay, so you're not like opposed to wearing clothes, you just choose to wear less clothes.
I like being like comfortable and
Mhm.
moving around, and surprisingly, like clothes for my size can get kind of expensive, so it's just a little easier to focus on like certain aspects. Like these pants, I've had these pants for a while now. I try to take good care of them.
We walk
They're very
and
nice
talking
pants.
again.
Yes. But yeah, no, I like the pants are great, but I think you would need more. And especially if you're going to be my bodyguard would have on clothes. I think.
We can look. I can't guarantee I'll find something I like, but we can always try.
Okay. Yes. And also I'm buying it for you, so, you just pick whatever you want.
Yeah, that makes me highly uncomfortable.
It shouldn't.
As you guys are walking, the like in the distance, the like woo, and then like a pause, like it continues to happen and it gets louder as you realize you're getting closer, and you also realize that it is coming from the church. You hear almost as if it's like a megaphone of some voice being like, and in matrimony, woo, we live longer together, woo, never be lonely, always come through, woo, like just lots. It's just like almost, it's preachery, but it is very much like, love is grand, love is great, let's get these people married. And as you get closer, you realize that you hit a line of couples that is sort of snaking through this crowd going to the church, which you see on a little bit of like a raised hill. It has a couple like has a stone gate around it, but you can see the church above as well. And it's a little bit on a hill. It has like a very nice like marble flooring that is like a pathway to outside, and you see a large stage outside this church, which almost looks like a cathedral castle. Like it has like large sticks, I suppose, that like go out off the building, and it's very angular and has a couple different cones and a couple different towers. And then outside you can see that there's cemeteries, and they're like very nicely kept together. There's flowers and people who are there sort of like visiting their families and things like that. But then there's this large stage with a very like, from where you're at least, there's a sort of larger male figure. He's sort of on the plumpier side and has no hair, but he's wearing like a not a scepter, a tiara type crown.
Circlet?
Circlet, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. He's wearing like a circlet, and it has two sticks that go directly upwards, right in the center, that don't touch. And he's wearing like just opulent clothing. It's all like bright yellow and green, and has like jewels that like when you catch the sun, it's sort of like, oh, I got shot in the eye with the lights that are going on the stage, that vibe. And it's and he's yelling into nothingness. You can tell. Does anyone know? I think it's prestidigitation to make your voice louder. Thaumaturgy. Does anyone know that already? Or that spell list?
I don't have it.
Okay.
I mean, maybe, but
So, I would say if you cast magic, you would recognize that he's using thaumaturgy to make his voice loud, very like echoey and megaphone-like. And it's almost as if a graduation ceremony is happening. A couple is getting on stage, he's shouting some words, and then they kiss, and they get off stage. And can I get an Arcana check from all three of you?
Oh, that's not good.
10.
5.
14.
Okay, Soul, you see with your orc eyes, I guess, as these couples are kissing, they sort of gain a little like spectral wing set. Just for a moment, like as they're kissing, and then it fades away, and then they walk off stage, and they're like almost a little bit shinier. As if they have like a little small encasing of magic around them. And you just sort of see this. As you guys are walking, you know, obviously you don't get in line unless you do. I don't want to tell you what to do.
Can we? I do want to stop and
Yeah.
talk to the people that are like at the back of the line.
Okay.
Excuse me. I was just wondering if you knew how long this the church was open. If we get in line, are we going to make it today, or how
What
does
turns
this work?
around are two very tall, very thin and lean elves with very long ears. Their hair is like blonde and straight, and their skin just as fair as their hair. They look like sisters, but they're holding hands, and they look down at you, and one of them is like, "Oh, they're open all the time now. I don't think they've closed for a week since the festival started. So if you get in line, you'll definitely make it. Well, we've been standing here for, and the other one looks the same sort of face, maybe 2 hours, and it's moved about halfway."
Oh, well, that is quite a long time to stand. I'm not sure my old legs could do something like that.
They look at each other and they're like, "I would stand an eternity for love."
Well, congratulations in
Soul's
advance.
face.
We'll be going, I suppose.
Well, if you find your true love, and if not, they have matchmaking services at the park every night.
Is that where you two met?
Yes. They say yes at the exact same time. It's like gross.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Good luck to you. Love can be found at any age, they say as you walk away, which is rude.
Why does everyone keep saying that sort of thing around here? It's very pointed. Well, it sounds like they don't close, which is the problem.
That's
But
a bit
it
of a
also looks
problem.
like it's all kind of outside. I don't know if anything's actually happening inside.
I guess did we see like when the couple left where they would go? Like did they just leave the stage?
They left the stage, and from where you're standing, they just sort of molded back with the crowd of the town. And especially here,
Okay.
where it's very congregated, there's a lot of like people watching like a ceremony.
Can I look around to see, like, because obviously, like, the people who are there to watch the marriages have, like, a specific air. Is there anyone that's kind of, like, a little bit like us? Like, they look like maybe they're looking out for something, or, like,
Yeah,
they're
you
not just,
can
I'm an
do-
onlooker.
You can do a perception check.
14. Also, I don't know if I can give a sniff if I smell the thing from the bag.
What thing from the bag?
The spirit thing.
The
that-
spirit that got unleashed.
Oh, feel free to do a check.
That would be also perception.
I'll also
With your
sniff for
nose
that.
thing.
Yeah, the heightened sense.
I rolled like trash on both of mine, so 9 was my highest.
Bad natural 20 for a 23.
Wow.
You are rushing these rolls.
That's
Apparently, when it comes to
wild.
smelling,
Yeah,
that is
you
like,
said I'm good at this.
yeah.
Picture it didn't happen.
So you get a whiff of that dark scent that you smelled before, but it is lingering. It was here. It's not here.
The thing we unleashed from the bag was here.
I wonder if it's somewhere else in the city or if it's just moving on further.
I don't know. It seemed when we unleashed it, it was heading kind of exactly this way, but I'll keep my nose out.
I will
As you-
also keep my nose out, in fact.
As you're looking around, you do see like the congregation of people very much like in their same like sort of towny clothing. You see sort of what looks like purple and blue like robes of this person who is entirely scaly and green, and they have like they do have hair. It is a nice like high and tight cut, and their hair color is gray, and they're a Yanti. I don't know that you've ever seen a Yanti, so if you'll do a history check to see if you have. All three of you can.
18.
You have.
14.
17.
You have. Okay, all three of you have in some way or another.
I haven't. As a person. What are they called?
Yuan-Ti. It's a Yuan-Ti, so Yuan-ti, if you want to Google that really quick.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Got it. I have. Okay.
They appear to be in what looks like Lathander's clothing of sorcerer's gear, and next to them is a standing upright wolf, just wolf person. And they're wearing what looks like ranger's clothing, very much like they have a bow, but then they also have a sword, and they also have a staff. They just have a lot of things on them, very pack mule style. But they don't appear to be anyone's pet. They appear to be their own person. This is a person standing here. Like, this is a creature, a sentient person. And they're standing almost as tall as the Yanti individual, and you would think they look pretty sore thummy. They stand out.
I'll point them out to the little group. They don't look like they're here just for the ceremonies.
They are looking onto the ceremony, but they're standing in the back, like crossed-armed. One of them's holding what looks like a cigarette. The wolf specifically is holding a cigarette.
I wonder if someone they're with is in line and they're waiting for them to be married. They look perturbed, I suppose.
Well, if it's like a 4 to 5 hour wait.
Right.
Fair.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Should
also,
we-
it's a little unusual for Yanti to worship Lathander, I think. They seem like an interesting group. I don't know. It concerns me that they do stand out a bit, like we stand out a bit, with close inspection. But
Should we go do that whole thing like we're talking and then we're getting behind them and like accidentally bump them and like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and like see if that strikes up a conversation with them?
I'm not familiar with this method, but sure.
You've never done it?
I just listen.
Oh,
From
that's
far
fair.
away.
I guess we could listen to if they're talking.
I'm just nosy in general. I'm very practiced at that. But if we want to speak to them, I'm happy to try that.
I'm going to do it as long as you're good with me doing it. I don't know. I feel like I'm not supposed to talk to people, but I'm also not supposed to be myself, but also myself. So just let me know.
What a conundrum, honestly.
Why don't we disguise you a little bit? I don't want to be rude. I don't really know like what you're known for. So I don't know what people would see and instantly that would click for them. But is there a feature of yours that would really give it away that we could dabble with?
I don't really know, and I I'm just kind of known for being me. So I mean, I guess I could like put on a wig. I don't know. Because I'm blonde. What is my most defining feature to you?
Granny steps back and does a full like up and down. Can you spin for me?
Twirl. Slow twirl, slow circle.
Mm. To me, it's the eyes, and it's like the shape of the eyes. It's a very like piercing look. Do you have some large sunglasses?
I do. Reaches in, pulls out
I've heard
3
that's what
different
celebrities
pairs.
do. They just put on big sunglasses and walk around outside. No one knows.
Yep. We've got like the large black pair that has like a sharp corner on the sides. We've got some gold hearts. And then just like a more of like the brown tigery, more like oval shape. Which ones?
The hearts could be fun with given the
Because it's love.
festival. Yeah.
And put on my little gold heart sunglasses.
Oh my gosh, where did she go? Oh, it works
Nothing
so
to
well.
see here.
So while
do
they're
think this
doing
helps a little bit.
fashion show, are you engaging in this fashion show, or were you listening in, or what were you doing, Soul? The glasses show, I love it.
You can't even tell it's her, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. It really works well.
What would you change?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about Emmy's appearance, what would it be?
I mean,
quick.
I don't.
This is a trick
I
question.
don't
This is a trap.
think it needs to be anything that like.
Don't
because
answer
it
that.
wasn't- it's not the. I just more so meant that your personality, but not. I didn't mean like you don't need to change your personality. You just you have the type of.
We're digging your grave for you. It's okay.
She's just waiting.
I think Kanna's trying to talk to me again. Hold on, sorry, I'm not getting good reception. I need to just walk away for a few seconds. What? Just smack his head. No, hold on. Let me just 1 second. Just kind of just walk away a little.
Did you walk away?
Maybe what he was getting at is that you need to have a different persona so that you don't seem like you. Maybe you need to be a little rude. Or maybe you
Get out of my way.
Exactly. Do you usually smile for the paparazzi? Now you scowl. You scowl at the paparazzi and they'll never know it's you. They'll be like, who is this person?
Maybe I should also change my hat.
Sure.
Berets are pretty common for me. So I'm just going to get I have a baseball cap.
Okay.
Baseball cap and
Glasses,
sunglasses. We are
yeah,
in
typical
the
Perfect
uniform.
celebrity disguise.
That is how
Yep.
the celebrities do it. That makes sense.
Yep. I'll do the thing where I twist my hair up so it's not long and hanging out. It's in the hat. Yep.
We love this.
I think this is perfect.
I think this will do. I
I'll
don't know that I can be
follow for this
rude.
plan.
I'll try to be rude, but I don't. Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it'll be fine. Because also, would they know me? I don't know. Because you don't know who I am, and really,
Right.
people wouldn't know who I am. It's just they know my mom, and sometimes they know my dad, and then they know me because of that, and so.
Well, hopefully they won't know.
So as they're talking, you catch the Yanti and the wolf person sort of diverting. They're headed towards the church. But not in line. They're just going towards the door of the church.
Are they like assertively, or are they kind of just like snaking their way through?
They're snaking their way through. They're like,
Hmm.
oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
Um,
Do a perception check.
Okay.
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 8.
Yeah, at the like as they've sort of like moved through, a little like I would say maybe like an iron-on patch of Lathander sort of like peels its way off of the Yanti's clothes and like falls to the floor. And that sort of like floats to the ground as they not disappear into the crowd, but you can see where they're going as they head towards the door.
I guess I'll go and like pick up the patch and examine it.
We examine like the video game. We flip it over and look.
Yeah,
at it
just like Resident Evil.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Pop the key out of the
Mm.
thing.
Exactly.
It looks like it was very rudimentarily like sewn on. Like it had several missed stitches. Like
Like it was done in a hurry.
Can I smell it to kind of get a scent and see if I can like
Yeah.
track said scent?
yeah, you can track, right? That's like a thing you can do.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, you get advantage on scent, so I feel like you could.
Yeah. So okay.
Like you wouldn't get down on like a hound dog or anything, being like the floor, but like you could, and I feel like it would work.
Yeah, like I smell it and I'll be like, yeah. Now okay. What would that be?
I guess perception.
Okay. The nose coming through again. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, wow, my goodness.
I just
You
have to use
smell
my
it, and
nose.
it smells like clothing. It smells a little musky, like someone's body, but not like bad. And you essentially have gathered the scent of what this Yanti person smells like by picking it up. It also smells a little bit like ground, since it was on the ground.
I guess I'll walk back over to Granny and Emmy and like they headed inside. I don't know if we want to try to follow them, but they dropped this and I'll hand it over.
Looking at the patch, does the patch itself look kind of rudimentary as well, or does this look like
Yes,
an official patch?
as someone who does a lot of like sewing, it looks like they made it themselves.
Okay. Well, I wonder if this would be something that you could get in with, and that's the plan, or something was to look like they belonged.
Which seems suspicious, right?
Right. We should try and get inside and just see what that's like, trying to get inside. So when we come back, we at least have a plan of what we need to be doing to get in.
And when
Yeah,
I
like-
tracked them, they were just going to the front door?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's sort of like very hidden in plain sight vibes, where they're just walking underneath the bridge like stage to get to the front door. And they do. They walk right in. Doors close behind them.
Maybe we can just see if like we can use the bathroom.
We could try that.
Hmm.
There may not be anyone there to stop us going in. Honestly, we don't know.
Just head towards the door.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys sort of inch your way. Oh, excuse me, right behind you. Excuse me, moving, getting your way through, and just following along them, you do the exact same thing. You walk right under the bridge. You can hear more woo, people getting married, kissing, and walking off the stage, and more people getting onto the stage. And you just open this door, and the door is very like wooden with like iron bars, but not like bars. It's like integrated into the door. It looks very fancy. You open the door, and no one is there except the Yanti and the wolf person turn around. And they're like, we weren't doing anything. Oh, wait, no, the wolf person shushes himself, takes a puff from his cigarette, and stops talking completely. And the Yanti says nothing, but just looks directly at you, looks you up and down.
Do you guys know where the bathroom is?
Yes, absolutely, I know where that is. I work here. It's, they're failing their deception so poorly you don't even need to do an insight check. They don't work here.
Can you guide me to it?
I absolutely can. Yep, of course. Let me just
Thank
do
you.
that. And yep.
The line out there is so long.
It
Like,
is
I held
very
it as
long.
as I
People are
could, and I
becoming
had to
so
come in.
happy. Yes, totally. They're like turning very
Mhm.
slowly, and the wolf person is taking like a stressful drag from their
The whole
cigarette.
cigarette.
It's
I'm
basically
surprised
just,
that you can smoke in here.
you
That's
can't.
usually
It's
not a
against the
thing.
law.
I mean, I won't tell, but I'm just surprised.
I
mean, I guess that makes sense because like Lathander is like the sun, and there's fire to light a cigarette. So
Yep, that's it. Yep. I'm Ganja. He, like, puts his hand out, and it's very much just a wolf hand. Puts his hand out.
I'm Emily.
Oh, Emily, nice to meet you. What, are you getting married today or something?
Oh no, no.
So,
We have friends in line, so we're just
Uh-huh.
waiting for them.
oh,
Mhm.
so they're getting married.
Yes.
Did they also have dreams? Or like, why are you?
I don't-
Am I? The Yanti
They
like
just
baps the wolf's head,
Mhm.
like, shut up, dude.
I can't
What
believe I'm
kind of
gonna
dreams?
ask this just really quick. Is there a scent of
Yes.
like we walked in on them doing something physical together?
No.
Okay.
They feel as though they have been caught.
Yeah.
By
They
coming
came in
into
here
the church.
to bone.
So,
Okay.
yeah. No. Not that, but good question. No.
Got it. Just
Baps
making
the other
sure.
one's head and says, "Shut up, dude."
Well,
The
like-
bathroom, the restroom. Yes, there's those.
What are the dreams like? Because like I don't sleep. So can you tell me what that's like?
Yeah, while we go to the bathroom, that I definitely know
Yeah.
where it is. I will tell you.
Yeah.
Do you all follow? He's sort of taking steps, but they're kind of aimless. As you guys walk into this church, it's marble. Like, the entire thing is like marble with like gold flecks and like beautiful. The pews are like this dark oak wood with like golden bands on them. This church gets a lot of money. There's like a big like sermon area up at the front that has like these magical lights that shoot up, and they sort of like light up the area. Have you ever seen the beginning of BioShock Infinite, where you walk in and it says there's no God, only man? That looks just very much like this. It's like gorgeous, and the music is where is it coming from? But there's music here. Like, it's there's hallways that stretch like both left and right, and then a couple different like doors on each side, like 2 doors on the right and 2 doors on the left, and they there's like windows. It looks like they go into offices, and no one seems to be in here except these 2 individuals that really stick out. And they're walking with you. Yeah, well, one of the people of our party, I mean, one of the people that works here had a dream that they were having sex with the saloon, so we were coming to investigate, because I think the wolf person is speaking, because I think that that's bullshit. I think that there's some suspicious behavior going on here.
Yeah, I don't know if Saloon would be DTF in people's dreams.
Nuts that
I don't know if that's-
remembers.
I-
The Yanti
I don't know
finally
if that's
speaks.
her vibe.
Well, we believe that our party member has been taken over in some way, and we're here to stop it. I don't believe in Lathander. And he like points to the patch that's not there, and then realizes, and then goes, oh.
I think Granny
don't
has it now, so
either.
she like
I think I
kinda
would
waves
whisper, I
it.
don't either.
like,
You wave the patch.
yeah, I think you're looking for this. It's pretty poorly done, if I'm being honest.
Snatches it back. I thought it was great. Sticks
I'm
it on.
just constructive criticism that this disguise is.
Why are you here? Oh, I found the bathroom. Look, I found it. It's right there.
Yay!
Down the hallway.
Why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
The fashion show in town is very important.
Oh.
But we wanted to see what all this hubbub was about, and I was honestly curious what the inside of this place looked like, and there's no one in here,
No,
which is
that's why we're
odd to
here,
me.
to investigate. There's gotta be an item here that is taking control of people. We don't know that.
I don't think that that's what that would be. If anything, it's probably something that was wherever your friend had the dream to begin with, in a different city, somewhere else.
Right. Anyway, why am I telling you this?
I don't
Do you
know.
want me to
People
fix your
love to tell us
patch?
that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna touch it and do mending to re-pull the stitches
It puts
through.
it back together. I'm Salazar's. The Yanti like bows his head a little bit. Our party is here to investigate the dreams, but we're not finding anything. Just suspicious behaviors, but
So, is your friend getting married, or they're just here to try to hook up with Saloon?
they're determined to hook up, but that's all they're about.
Okay.
But their dream has them coming specifically to the temple, or where are they supposed to be doing this?
Well, we didn't know, so we came here because that's where the powers was the strongest, and then we decided to split up. So our ranger decided to go to the seediest place in the village, and then our warlock went with him, and then I'm a sorcerer, and I decided to stay with my fighter, and we're here. We're investigating.
Well, as seasoned adventurers, I would say the worst thing you can do is split your party. You should never. This is our whole group right here.
This is our whole group right here.
Hmm.
The wolf.
I don't know about that.
The wolf.
Could I entice you with some candy?
What kind of candy? As you say
Got
that,
a
the
little
wolf sort of,
strawberry.
he doesn't shapeshift, but he definitely shifts back. You could tell he's druidic shifting from an animal back into a person, and he looks very different. What does he look like? He looks like. Hold on, I forgot. Oh, he is just a short, very like curly-haired, darker-skinned individual that just looks human for the most part. They have rounded ears, but they're short. They're about 4'11", so they came back from the. They said, "Oh, I ran out of time. Fuck."
That'll happen. That'll happen.
Takes a
Candy.
cigarette scent. Sure, I'll have a candy.
She'll hand one to both of them if they both want one.
Yeah, they both take one. So why are you here? We're here for the dreams. What are you here for? Oh, this is so cool. I've never met another adventuring party while I was adventuring. Wait, I didn't say that!
You needed the restroom, right?
And I'm gonna go into the bathroom.
I'm the bodyguard. I'm go and stand like outside the door.
Okay.
Is it like kind of a little, not like for like really far away, but a little bit away that like,
Yeah, I would
If
say
we're
maybe like
okay.
20, 25 feet away. Like, it's just sort of like at the movie theaters where like you exit the building, but it's like a jut out, and you can stand outside of it or down the hall from it, and it's sort of just there in
Hey,
a convenient
Emmy.
spot.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
I
like on the other side.
Yeah. I wanted to apologize because I think I get flustered and I don't, the words just fall and they don't, like, I don't, what I mean doesn't easily come out. I didn't mean that like anything is bad about you. I think you're very like, I think awful people are drawn to your good energy, and I haven't gotten to make friends for a while, and I didn't mean anything negative by it. I don't think you need to change anything about yourself or who you are as a person. There's a
appreciate
lot
that.
of evil in this world, and you really seem to be like a really good person and really awesome, and I didn't mean anything negative by it.
Yeah, we were more so asking like physically. But also like I appreciate you. And like it's okay. I'm not going to change my personality for that. I'm capable. It's okay. I would rather be good that evil is drawn to than to leave the evil to be drawn to somebody else. And that's just okay.
I think I think the wig you have is really nice. I don't know where you got it, but it's made really, really well.
My hair? I didn't put on a wig.
He's
I think you put on a
constantly
bob.
checking.
My hair's in a hat.
No.
Wait, no, I
Kanna's
swear to God,
wearing
I heard there was a
Kanna's wearing
bob.
a bob. Kanna's wearing a
No
bob.
fucking way.
Yeah,
No,
Kanna's wearing a
no.
bob. It's okay. You can retcon that because if you thought that it was
so
Emmy,
funny.
it was
I
actually
legitimately
Kanna.
thought that like, oh my
We're
God.
taking a
You thought I was wearing a wig this whole time.
God, no,
I swear you put on a wig with a
Emmy,
hat.
Emmy,
Like,
No,
rolled
no,
up-
I said I
put on a
twisted it
bob
up so it was
wig.
like hidden.
Kanna's
So it's not
wearing a
hanging
bob
out.
wig.
Mhm.
She may not be wearing a wig, but Soul just snatched hers. I'll
Oh no.
block the
You'll just
TV.
kind of hear a thunk
Yeah.
on the door, just like.
It's okay, but thank you for thinking that it's nice enough to be a wig. I take really good care of my hair and I appreciate it.
I'm
I
gonna
think-
take a couple of steps away.
No, wait. I want to talk to you. Wait.
Okay.
I think it's okay for you to allow yourself to be confident when talking to me because I'm not that easily offended. If it doesn't seem like you're saying it to be mean, I won't think that you're being mean. That's all. I'm gonna go pee now.
Okay. I'm gonna walk away a little bit. Good
Thanks.
luck. Okay.
Not the good luck. During that conversation, Granny, you were left with Salazar and Ganja. And they're just sort of like they do not know what to do with their hands. They're very much just like, we didn't expect you to be here. We didn't know what to expect. We're just investigating, and push comes to shove. Now we're with this old woman.
So I think what we're learning here today is that you're not quite prepared enough to come in here and do this. I think maybe coming at a different time with the rest of your party, if something were to happen, you could have a better chance at looking around here and figuring this out. But I feel like you've gotten yourselves in a sticky situation, because what if we'd been part of the faculty of the parish or something,
You roll a
and they saw you?
persuasion check.
back.
What? That's
We'll
not-
Or a
that's not
deception
bad.
check? I mean, you're just asking them to leave, basically. Like,
It's both plus 0.
Okay.
16.
okay. Salazar sort of like crosses his arms and places his finger on his chin, sort of taps it a little bit. I think you're right. I think we did fuck up.
Listen, I won't tell anyone that you were in here.
He sort of like touches his head as if he's receiving a message, and then looks over to Ganja, who is now in human form. Quill met a professor. She's hot. Sorry, just communicating with the party.
I see. A hot professor. That could be an interesting adventure. Maybe that's something closer to where you should start, is the hot professor quest.
Maybe they'll have more information.
That's true. You could certainly try and find out a bit more that
Maybe the
way.
professor had a dream about Saloon.
Maybe. Have you tried asking any of the people in line outside?
No, I didn't think about that. I
They
thought I would go
probably have all had
inside and the
dreams.
answer would be there.
She looks around. I don't see any answers to dreams in here. Unless you're looking for me.
Takes a long drag from a cigarette.
Well,
No?
We should get going. Not because of you.
I'm surely not
I
because
just
of
have
me.
like 30 kids and I can't have another one with you. I'm sorry.
Nobody wants that. Anyway,
Everybody wants that. They like fleck out their cigarette on the floor, just disrespectful. And he goes, "All right, I'm gonna go find Quill. Nice to meet you. What's your name?"
just call me Grandmama.
With that accent too.
It's important.
All right, Grandmama. I will see you.
It's close enough.
I'll see you around, I'm sure. It's really cool to know that
Surely.
there's more adventuring parties who also potentially maybe are here for the dreams. We know what we're doing. Always.
Of course.
Never
Good
too
luck.
high.
Never.
Never too high. And they sort of disappear out of the church. Granny, you're left
Goodbye,
alone.
Ganja.
Granny, you're left alone as Soul returns. Having the awkward, I just said you two to the waiter if they said have good food. You know what I mean? Like that energy.
so your meal.
Another person just said they don't want to have children with me. I don't understand what's happening here.
One, fuck them. But also two,
But they don't want to.
I am interested.
I wasn't
Why?
even serious, but just to be turned down like that.
Just between two left in awkward conversation to come back to another one. Is that Do you ask that of everyone? I'm very interested now because this keeps happening.
I didn't even bring it up. They just said they couldn't have any more kids. I just when they look at me, people think that, I guess.
Souls
Anyway, when you look at me, do you think about how you don't want to have children with me? Is that your first thought? She's just
No,
tears welling up.
not at all.
Really?
In the most respectful way possible, that
That's
was
so
not even
sweet of you.
remotely the first thought in my brain when I
That's
saw
so
you.
sweet of you. I'm still fertile, and I can do it.
I'm
So-
sure you are very fertile. I just think that you
it
are
just hurts
such
for
a
people to just assume that they shouldn't. Anyway, I got them to leave. And that's what's important. And I'm
Yes.
strong, and I don't need this.
As
you know it's
Sorry, continue,
it's
continue.
it's like when you have a weapon that's like an heirloom, you have to take care of it so well, and like most people are not prepared for that. They are not prepared for the responsibility, and like they didn't earn that. So I think you just have to find that person who will treat you properly. And those two, no. They're not going to treat you properly. Everyone we've met, they're not going to treat you properly that you deserve to be treated. So you need to find the person. You're not an object. I can't speak today.
I think you're doing a great job speaking. I feel better. It's fine.
Okay.
Knowing that somebody would have children with me that I know personally and see very frequently now is enough.
Right.
As you're having this conversation, can I get a perception check from Emmy as you exit the bathroom?
15.
Okay. Also, were you doing anything specific in the bathroom, or were you just peeing?
I was peeing.
Okay. So as you exit the bathroom,
I mean, I guess I would have looked around to see if there was anything
yeah,
weird in the bathroom.
standard bathroom.
Yeah.
Eh.
I guess I would have checked if there was other people around or if I heard anybody else, but
Completely empty. Yeah, no,
Okay.
totally normal. But as you exit the bathroom, you kind of look to the right. You hear Granny crying once again, and you you sort of look down the hall, and you see like on the wall. Let's paint a picture here. You're sort of in a hallway. Let's say that this church looks like a thermometer, and in the center there's a wall that would count as the line of the thermometer. So it's like a big hallway, but it loops back around to the church, to the pews and things like that. So there's a large circle and then a hallway that you can enter from the left or the right, and it circles back together up at the top. And there's a wall where people there's like a doors to get into it, and it would just be like direct pathway to the stage and things like that. So as you're walking out, like behind one of the walls of the curvature of the hallway, you're seeing sort of like a glass paney reflection, as if something is being lit from the wall that you're not looking at, but it is casting a light onto the wall you are looking at, and it looks like water.
okay. But it seems like it's coming from like, if I'm looking at the wall it's on, feels like it's coming from behind me.
It feels like it's coming. Okay, so it looks like there's an L shape here, and there's an L shape in front of you, off to the left, and it would be sort of past the hallway and on whatever is on the wall in front of you, but you don't see it because you haven't turned the hallway.
I would walk towards it to turn the hallway.
Yeah. So you see a very large and like from wall to wall, an incredible stained glass presentation of the Lathander symbol, and it is being like lit from behind, and it is casting the Lathander sort of symbol onto the wall.
Okay.
Behind you now, since you're looking at it directly.
Granny.
Granny crying down the hallway.
Hey, come here.
I think I hear Emmy calling for us. We'll have to talk about this another time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Granny just turns to go to where Emmy is.
Just a big sigh and letting his head down for a second before following. Did you
And I
find
would
something?
show you that.
Yeah.
This,
I don't know if this is what we're looking for, but
I mean, this fits the description. Looking at the glass, does it look like there's like a room behind the glass? This is like the wall in the middle of the building. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, I'm drawing a small picture to hopefully help.
actually, would I be able to cast locate object based on the description that we've been given? It's within 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that to see if I get a ping in a direction while we're here.
Okay, so let me share this photo here of my very terrible hallway with the reflecting light onto the wall behind.
Got it.
Okay.
And as you're standing towards the glass pane, you're getting the sense that there is stuff behind there because there's been doors all along the hallway since you've been passing it. And Emmy, as you cast detect object or locate object, you're not getting anything. Like you feel it being cast, but you also feel it being actively shut off. Like you're being unable to cast it.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Callista. I'm trying to find the I'm trying to find stuff. It's what is it? What dragon? What gemstone is it? The something
Amethyst.
dragon. That
Oh,
we're
it's an
looking for?
amethyst.
Amethyst dragon. I was like, it's an A, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like in my head, being like,
Apple.
I'm trying to find the amethyst dragon thing, and hey,
You're not
Hey.
hearing a response.
okay. Yeah, no. So I think I need to leave this place.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, I don't like to be out of range of Callista, and I can't do it here. She can't help me, and I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find it, like, you know, having her help, and nothing.
Well, can you cast anything else? Maybe
Well,
this thing has some
I was
sort
able
of...
to do mending, right? Or would that not have worked?
You were able to do mending, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you did that inside the building.
And I'll just make a sacred flame, or try to.
Do you make a sacred flame?
Maybe these have some sort of enchantment on them to keep them from being able to be found.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right. Well,
know.
now I'm less freaked out by that. Okay.
I don't...
But also a little bit freaked out.
You said there's doors along this?
Yeah.
I could try and go under a door as like a bug and just see if it's in there, and then we could come back with everyone. I don't want to pick it up or anything like that before we are together.
Should we try the door at first? Maybe it's unlocked?
Also,
I
while
can't
this is
imagine
going
that.
on, can I try to cast see invisibility on myself?
Yeah.
Okay. I try to do that. Just to try in case there's anything, if there's anybody that I
Yeah.
can't see since nobody's in here.
Roll a perception check.
Ooh, that's good. 24, because I rolled a 19.
As you're casting this, it's almost as if like a fading like glass pane is going over your eyes like glasses, and right in front of you, standing next to you, is an elf person. They don't recognize that they are being looked at, but they're also looking at the glass pane with you.
Okay.
And this elf person is 6 feet tall. They're fairly lean, and they're just wearing like a black cloak, but not like culty black cloak. They're just wearing like what looks like an adventurer's jacket sort of vibe.
Do they look familiar at all?
No.
Okay.
And they're just sort of looking at it. But they're standing right next to you all.
Yep. I would try. Well, you know.
We'll do a quick pan over to the lovely Kanna and Oighear since it's been a while. As you guys are leaving the town, I would say, sorry, not the town, the bar, I'd say this is probably where the timelines would align to being like where we're at the same space now. What is the next plan? You guys had an agreement to meet in a certain place, but you're out in the bright blue yonder. Let me change our music. Speaking of.
First order of business is to find an alleyway and get back to normal for me.
Okay, very easily. It's no one's really paying attention too much to each other. They're very focused on their own lives and their own work. You pop into an alleyway and very quickly disrobe, re-robe, all the things.
Yep, super quick. And then I guess I'll look over to Ire. I'll remember in that moment that they smell like fish, and I'll just kind of like go. So we need to meet them at the fashion show before it gets too late. How are your new friends?
Still mid trauma from seeing the magic show, and then just like turn to Kanna and be like, Oighear just wants to see our friends again, and just like, but at the same time still like blowing hard breaths of fish.
I do not have to look straight into my eyes when you talk to me. Oh my! What did you consume? Oh.
The most glorious drink known to all creation.
Tuna can juice.
I don't even want to know. Well, look, let's get going before it gets too dark here.
So, yeah, that's actually going to be the end of the conversation because I was going to be in the middle of still being traumatized and also thinking about the best drink ever.
Cool. As you guys sort of make your way towards back through town, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to really walk. It's passing like that lunchtime time. Like the bell toll has gone at the top of the hour. The doof, doof, doof. Indicating the passing of time, and you're feeling hungry. You haven't eaten in a while, and things are collecting. You pass your way through. You pass a bunch of shops, and you make your way back to the water fountain. And you remember being told that the fashion district is in the north/northwest. And then looking that direction, it's a little daunting. There's a lot of different winding pathways and a lot of different like street performances going on. There's a lot of small gatherings happening. Just lots of jovial behavior. And then in the long distance, you again hear the woo, and then it pauses, and then the woo, and it pauses. As you're getting kind of closer to the church but further away. And you guys just keep going?
I need to, when we get back to the fountain, I need to pull out that note in my pocket.
Ah, yes. You look at the note in the pocket, and it says in scribble, like very much like they might have even pinched their finger and are writing with their blood, but it's like scribbled, and it just says, we think that they're under a spell. And then you flip it, sort of like opening it up, and it says, hold on 1 second, I can tell you what it says. We think they're under a spell. Saloon is marketing, in quote.
Saloon is marketing. Have we heard about people getting caught prior town? Was that something that was information that we got?
Mm-hmm. You said that miracles are being performed, or you heard that miracles are being performed, and then you also heard that weddings are happening. And that people are sort of being visited in dreams and things like that.
Being told to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a reoccurring trend. I still don't know. Aya. Do you think you could use your nose to find our friends?
Yeah, I think my
Yeah.
I was going to be like, well, I will try their best. I still have sense of most glorious fishing nose.
It's okay if you cannot. We can still find them.
I will roll perception.
Okay. I believe.
23.
Hey, you somehow do catch the scent of our friends, whether it be, what does a prominent smell? What do you guys smell like? That's a good question.
I got a way that it can
Does-
work. Ire's been on Soul's shoulder so much
That's
that
fair.
they would know their scent.
I like that. I was about to ask if Granny smells like Elizabeth Taylor.
There certainly is a very powdery perfume scent to Granny.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, that does make sense that you would smell Soul, essentially. I mean, he kind of smells a little bit like flowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep. So Ire is going to just have nose in air and just slowly but surely like hold that like forearm of Kanna as they like move towards the scent, because they aren't as much of a scent hunter as Soul would be, but they have to cling on to it a little bit more. So they
As
have
you
to
move
focus on
towards the scent, it leads you to the church. You find yourself like passing the line and the group of people. And do we stop here or go inside the church? It is. You can definitely. It's almost as if you used like the spell in Skyrim that clairvoyance that shows you the line of where your friend is.
Find the path.
Yeah.
We enter the church.
They're still here. Why is they still here? Something must have happened.
And as you guys are as you were passing, you're passed by a Yangti and a small human, but doesn't really phase you because it wasn't something you were looking for. But just timeline-wise, you're passed by them leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Do we at least clock them? Like we at least see them?
Because they definitely
Okay.
look. I mean,
Out of
Yangtis
view.
are very not common,
Mm-hmm.
so anyone would look at him.
I'll make a mental note of them, and then do we see them coming out, or we just cross paths?
You do see them coming out and like passing you guys as you're sort of crossing paths here.
I think I would.
Oh,
I think I would stop just for a brief moment and be like, "Excuse me, I am so sorry to bother you. I know I'm small."
They notice you.
Oh,
They what?
I just rolled to see if they noticed you. They notice you.
Oh, okay.
And the Yanti stops, looks you directly in the eye. Yes.
Are you able to just come and go within the church as well?
He's like checking for
Where?
his Lathander patch, and it's on. And yes, of course, because I work there. I know that.
Oh, wonderful. My friend and I were hoping to maybe partake in the ceremony, but we had a couple of questions. Maybe you can answer them, or I someone inside.
The like visible fuck face. Yeah, I could answer all of your questions. Inside, you said I could lead you inside.
Yes,
This is a lot of leading today to the bathroom. To the
Oh, no
inside.
no bathroom. I was hoping we could just go in. I didn't know if it was an
Yeah,
inside scene.
I don't need to lead you.
Inside.
You could go in on your own. They sort of like are turning their body to sort of dismiss you, but
Sure.
are like looking back to see if you need anything else.
No, thank you so much. I
Yeah,
do
head
not
on
need to take up
in,
your
tell
time.
him
Tell him-
Salizario said so. And
I will say during
Thank
this
you.
entire interaction, Ire was so committed to reaching Soul,
they've left.
completely walked off. Just enter the church, no questioning of if I'm allowed in or not. Just like, it's like, you know what it is? Sandlot.
Floating.
Go home. Run home. Run
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Run home. Just like completely, nothing else matters.
Yeah, so there are a few
Sure.
paces. I would say there are a few paces in front of you, Kanna. Like they're definitely at the door by the time you're done with this conversation, and you see them sort of slinking inside.
Our friends or them?
You see Ire slinking inside the church
Oh, okay,
after
okay.
you finish the conversation with Salazar.
I think
Sorry, Salazario.
Salazar. I think I'm going to, seeing Ire slip in, I'm gonna assume they're inside. I'm gonna message from outside. I'm gonna message Soul again. I'm gonna message Soul.
This would be
And I'm just
around the time that Emmy is casting the invisibility, like see invisibility. So this is all, I'm sort of trying to like line up the timelines here.
hey, I just saw Aya go in the church. Are you in here? Are you in there? Is everything okay?
What would be happening first? Would I receive the message, or would Emmy be doing what they were gonna maybe do?
I think you received the
After.
message first.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I don't have to talk out loud, right? It's all in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're in here. We found like a stained glass thing down the hallway. That's it.
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna walk in, and this is against my. Kanna feels like she's making a decision against her nature. She feels like she should stand outside, and keep watch to see if anything else happens or if like anyone goes in. But she's been doing this so much, that she's gonna make the decision to go in and just instead of doing every single thing.
Development.
It's not because
Wow. No, I
it's
know.
not because I want to. It's not because I want to, and I think this is a bad decision in my head.
Yeah.
Like I'm very much going against my nature, but I think I don't want anyone to be suspicious of me, so I don't want to overdo my going off. So I'm gonna go inside, knowing that I should stay outside.
All right. So as you enter, the music from nowhere begins, and the opulence of the church like really takes its toll. Like, in fact, there's like sconces around, and the sconces are made of pure gold, and everything that is embossed or wrapped is wrapped in gold, so a lot of money comes through here, and Oighear's already made their way down the hall, and Emmy at this point would be when you are seeing this person next to you, but Kanna, you see where Oighear is headed, down the hall, and oh my god, the group is coming back together.
I did it.
Magical smells.
I did it.
We did it.
We win.
So are we back at me?
Yes, we're back at
This is
you.
my move.
This person
My
is next
move.
to you, and we are now back in real time.
And I can see them. I would try to keep my chill, and I'd be like, Soul Granny, did you see this? And then as I turn, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on them,
Okay.
or on this area, and attempt to do that. So it's a dex save.
Okay.
If they were to save.
Yeah. No, they're gonna save.
I'm gonna hang back just a little, but like in vision. So I kind of just want to be like a medium point between the door.
They
I got
save.
a nat one.
I got more worried that it was going to be, they didn't.
No, I
Let's
got a nat
go.
one. I failed the
Yeah, I'm going
dice.
to try and stay chill, but I see that works though, because I wanted to be like chill about doing it, and maybe they don't know
So,
that.
in fact, they don't
we can
know
see them
so
now.
much that when Fairy Fire is cast, what color is your Fairy Fire?
Purple.
This purple light is sort of mixing in with the glowing of the stained glass windows, and you don't see the person, but you definitely see the outline of an invisible figure, and they're just looking at the thing, at the stained glass. They take a couple steps like away, looking at it from different angles.
There must be something on my glasses.
I think
She cleans them for a
now-
second.
I think now that I know that they can see it too, I'm just gonna talk to them. So, like, do you come here often?
Oh,
Oh my god, they still don't think you're talking to them.
Oh.
and they just keep looking, but they're taking steps like away from you all.
I'm gonna move to the other side of them than I was on.
The
I'm
rest
gonna
of you
try
could
to.
see, like, there's just an invisible line. If a line of a person could look uncomfortable, the line of the person looks stiff. They stop moving, and they start, like, tapping their foot on the floor, looking at a watch that doesn't exist. Looking up, and then they look up again, and then they look down, and they look... Oh, fuck! They say out loud.
Am I making you uncomfortable? I'm sorry.
No, I just... They drop the invisibility.
Mhm.
Start rubbing their eyes to get any sort of, like, dust out, and they're just like...
Honestly,
I was just
solid
looking.
move.
Do you work here?
No.
They've just had the church closed for so long. I'm missing my prayers.
I came in because I had to pee, and then I saw this and decided to stop and take a look. Are you a member of this church?
Yes. At least I was before it was taken over.
So you're a worshiper of Lathander specifically, then?
Yes.
Why do you have to be invisible for that? There's no one in here.
There isn't.
Or there wasn't. What do you mean there isn't? Do you see people here other than us?
Yes. There's a bunch of people out there.
But inside.
Yeah.
Are there any near us currently? Can you see invisible people typically?
No one's invisible. What are you talking about?
Will you take me to one of them?
There's one right here. And he like points directly to his right.
I will walk into whatever space this person is in that they're talking about.
As you walk into that space, it's almost as if you're like dissipating whatever was there for him. And he just like looks baffled. Wait. Looks at his hands.
Are you okay? Is there something we could do to help you?
This is the Church of Lathander, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Who are you?
I don't know. But I think I know who you are.
Me? Us?
All of you.
Oh, I don't know if we've met. Does this person look even kind of familiar, even remotely familiar?
Don't break the fourth wall like that. You're freaking me out.
Can I sniff the air for the thing that left the bag?
Yeah, totally.
Forgot about that.
That's a 16.
It smells so strong because it's right in front of you. And that's where we're going to stop today.
Ah.
Dun, dun, dun!
Well, they still got fairy fire on it, so
They do have fairy fire on it.
advantage.
Oh, I love cliffhangers.
What just...
When I'm doing
I'm
them, not when I'm
so-
watching them. So you'll see it next time. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.